When De Dhakka was released in 2008, I was very indifferent to it. I still saw the film in the first few weeks of its release and I could not believe the extent to which I was surprised by it. It was a short, simple, and sweet film that warmed my heart instantly. It was a story of the Jadhav family from Kolhapur. Makrand, played by Makrand Anaspure, has invented an auto part that drastically reduces the amount of fuel consumed by vehicles. He spent all the family wealth to make this part, including his father Suryabhan, played by Shivaji Satam, 6 acres of land, and his wife Sumi, Medha Manjrekar's Mangal Sutra. His children Kisna, played by Saksham Kulkarni, Saili, played by Gauri Vaidya, and his kleptomaniac brother-in-law Dhanaji, played by Siddharth Jadhav, are also part of the life of the Jadhav family filled with struggles. De Dhakka was an extremely satisfying fare. What worked well in that film was that it was very rooted, because of which we could emotionally connect with it very easily. De Dhakka 2 continues the story of the Jadhav family. Makrand's invention has made them so rich that the government of London wants to felicitate them. After a brief reintroduction with the family, the film moves to London. This time, the family is threatened by Neeraj Dhedia, played by Vidyadhar Joshi, who has fled from India. He claims that Makrand's invention was originally his idea. Vijay Vada, played by Pravin Tarade, helps him with this plan. The Jadhav family decides to find Neeraj Dhedia and teach him a lesson. The entire film is about a few days of experience of the family in London. Like De Dhakka, I expected some warmth and wit in De Dhakka 2, but I'm shocked to see the extent to which the sequel has disappointed me. The screenplay is supremely stale. The arrogance of Makrand after becoming rich is very unpleasant to watch. Buying a hotel worth £1 million because of facing humiliation in a foreign land is a little difficult to process. The trick of showing Britishers calling Indians foolish isn't effective anymore. Similarly, the sentiment of a family together overcoming any hurdle is barely effective. There is an emotional moment between Makarand and Suryabhan, but we feel nothing while watching that scene. Events like twin brothers reuniting and Suryabhan's romantic track with Bharti Acharekar are of no help to this sinking screenplay. The humor in De Dhakka 2 is excruciatingly frustrating. Calling Vijay Vada with every other name that ends with word Vada isn't funny at all. Dialogues with rhyming words in them also don't sound funny anymore. I can't laugh at a line like "Tumhe nahi khabar, bazi palat gayi babbar." Characters speaking in broken English sound irritating because if other characters can speak in English, why does Siddharth Jadhav's character has to pretend to be funny at that moment? The way Sanjay Khapre's character is presented is disturbing and its overly effeminate behavior isn't the only problem. The dark chocolate joke made by his character is unpleasant. I did not find anyone in the auditorium laughing throughout the film. I giggled in a few places because of some of the actors. The signature dialogue delivery of Makrand Anaspure makes anyone smile. Sadly, there was nothing beyond that in his performance in De Dhakka 2. It was surprising to see Siddharth Jadhav with such low energy throughout the film, who otherwise lights the screen effortlessly with his presence. We barely feel the presence of Shivaji Satam, Medha Manjrekar, Saksham Kulkarni, and Gauri Ingavale despite seeing them throughout the film. Probably because we barely hear them in the film. Vidyadhar Joshi, looking like a random funny avatar of Sanjay Mishra, is unimpressive. Praveen Tarade, without his signature RRR, also doesn't look novel in any manner. Not a single performance in the film packs a punch. If I'm asked to hear the title track of De Dhakka and Shukrachi Chandani, now I will happily do so. De Dhakka 2 has 4 original compositions and not a single one has the recall value of the 2 songs from its prequel. Hearing a portion of Shukrachi Chandani was a pure bliss, but relying on Tik Tik Vajte from Dunyadari for a musical relief shows the terrible songs De Dhakka 2 offers. A Lavani performed on the streets of London lacks the desired magic. A song with a strong flavor of Maharashtrian music goes unnoticed. A song where everyone is dressed like some iconic film character makes you want to run because it suddenly appears out of nowhere. The music of De Dhakka 2 is surprisingly disappointing. De Dhakka 2 is shot entirely in London. While watching the film, I kept on wondering what's the use of shooting at such a beautiful place if the audience is going to see the characters in houses, hotels, inside the car while traveling, and camping by the lake. The film does not take any effort to capture the beauty of the place in any manner. Lastly, I fail to understand a bunch of people pushing a car in London to justify the film's title. My heart breaks to say that De Dhaka 2 is borderline unbearable. The list of reasons for the same is pretty much never ending. I certainly expected better from Mahesh Manjrekar. Thank you everyone for listening to the review. If you are curious to know the rating for this film, please click on the link in the description. Thank you and keep watching for more such reviews.